Hello everyone, my name is Patcha and welcome back to another episode of Tiergarten Edelwald. And today we don't start with an intro cinematic of what we've built today. You can actually already see it in the background. No, because this is our final part of the hoofstock rows. I thought you don't need another cinematic of a very similar enclosure that we have built 2 times already, or actually 4 times in total. No, we start this episode actually with the naming of the first animals as suggested by you, the viewers. Under last week's video, you could post your ideas for what the animals in the zoo should be called. And I got a lovely, I think, around 6 comments or 6 suggestions for animals in the zoo. So huge thanks to everyone who gave their name ideas for the animals in the zoo. And if you also want to do that yourself, if you think, yeah, I want to also name an animal yourself, all the information about what you have to do and how you do it and what the rules are down in the video descriptions. There you also find a list of the now available animals, minus the ones, of course, that have been named in last week's episode. And yeah, we will go through all the animals that have been suggested in last week's video. We'll name them, and then we will go over to the speed build part and the normal commentary about the last of the hoofstock row exhibits. So let's gonna start. And the first actual comment that we have is not on YouTube, or was not on YouTube. It was over on Steam, where I also post my videos, and because the person there didn't had as a YouTube account, they couldn't post a comment, but they still wanted to name an animal, and I thought the idea what they want to name them was so lovely that I allowed it basically. And this was Comic Fox, over as I said, on Steam, who suggested that we should name the male Dik Dik. We should name it Roux, which I think means something like red in French. I'm definitely really bad at French. So let's find our male. There he is already. And we name him Roux. I think I hope I pronounced it right. Yeah, I just typing on from what they commented. So that is our male Dik Dik now. It's called Roux. And yeah, if you want to name the female, because Comic Fox also said they would like to have a very nice name for the female too, you can do that if you have a nice idea for them. Next up, we have a name for one of the female Markhors. And by the way, I'm going here chronologically by the animals, how we have built them. And that was Wes Steinen, I hope I pronounced your name right, who suggested very nice name, a very native name for one of the female Markhors, which I hope pronounced right, Piara. I sadly can't use the original letters because that's not something that Plant Zoo supports. So I will use the Latin version of the letters basically. They said it is in Uri, which is the native language from where these creatures come from. I think looked up, it was from Kazakhstan in that direction, so very fitting. And we have a very hungry Markhor here. Maybe we can find one that isn't hungry. They are Vina. Now your name will be, I hope I pronounce it, Pijara. And very lovely name again. The male also needs a name, and they are and all of her sisters also need wonderful names. Next up, we have a comment by that Aussie bloke, a longtime member and viewer of my channel, who suggested a name for the female red panda, and that was Reina, which I think is a very lovely name. Is this a female or is this a male? Yeah, this is a female. Wow, it really looks like a charm this time. And we name her Reina, which is a very beautiful name. And they also had a bit of a story for her, and that she came to the zoo as part of a breeding program from a zoo in Australia, which of course makes sense. He's an Aussie bloke, and after being declared a suitable, genetically viable match for the male red panda. And speaking of the male red panda, there was a name by Severin Rasmussen, BH5EG, and next to a very lovely comment, he said the male for the male red panda should be Schönbrunn, which is a very interesting name because, of course, my zoo is heavily inspired by Tiergarten Schönbrunn. And so they said, hey, it would be a nice connection, nice little nod to my inspiration to name the male Schönbrunn, which means probably something like beautiful well or beautiful spring in English. And then we have two names actually already for the Pallas Cat, our latest build over here. One of course comes from the lovely Sparrow, a wonderful member of the of the Planet Zoo community and good friend of mine herself. Check out her YouTube channel. The link is down in the description. And her name was, oh god, this is a very interesting name. Sneshinka. As I said, I hope I pronounced it right. This is a Russian name. It means snowflake, which is super adorable. And I already spelled it wrong. I have to look this up. Russian is definitely not my first language. And she said that that's also the name of a real Pallas cat that lives in Novosibirsk Zoo. So really fitting inspiration from a real animal here. Yeah, Snesinga, I hope I pronounce this right, is the name of our female. And lastly, we have a suggestion for our male, which I actually have to find now. Where's the male? Is he in the other enclosure? No, where is the male? Oh, the male is up here. Aha. He's sleeping up here, and that one came from Maxime Lambrex 6531, and he says the name, of course, should be not to the of Disney with Thomas O'Malley. I think it was the runaway cat in Aristocats, which would be the love interest of the female cat in that movie. And he also has a little bit of backstory and said that the story would be that Thomas used to be held as an exotic pet and was brought to Tiergarten Edelwald after he was found, of course, which makes sense because these animals don't make very good pets and they would be taken out of the custody of their owners and brought into sanctuaries and zoos to better care for them. And so, this is all the animals so far named. Again, huge thanks to everyone who named the animals, and again, suggestions are open again. Even if you have named already an animal in the past, you can now do that again and can name them again. And I would say now we go over to the to the speed build part of this episode and gonna build on the construction of our last animal, of our last hoofstock pen or last hoofstock row. And with that, we are now in our speed build part of this episode, where you're gonna build, as I said, for the last of our hoofstock habitats. Well, hoofstock habitats, two of them are for flamingos and ostriches, but this one is again a traditional hoofstock yard because we are gonna build for the plain zebra and I always forget that I think it's called the Sable Antelope. Both of them really OG base game animals that we got with the launch of the game 5 years ago. My god, it's such a long time. And I know I asked for your suggestions, and I got a lot of nice suggestions for what animals I should pair with the zebras, among them being the wildebeest, I think, and the Nuyala was also one of them. But I decided for the Sable Antelope in the end because I already built for the wildebeest, for the blue wildebeest, I think it was, in Wa Jamila, and the black wildebeest I really don't like. The model is awful, and the Nuyala, in my mind, wouldn't have really fit with the theme I'm going here for with the zebra, which is more these savanna, drylandish exhibit type. Because the Nuyala is mostly found in wetlands and very humid environments in Africa. So I decided to go with the Sable Antelope, which I never really have built for in my 5 years, not even more, around 5 years of playing this game. I have never really built for the Sable Antelope because I always thought, it doesn't look that good, not that polished, and of course it is a curse that most of the base game animals have. But now looking at them now, I really think they are quite a nice animal. They look quite cool. I would have wished for a more distinctive looking antelope species. something like an eland, for example, but we don't really have that in that game. And as I said, for the other animals or other antelope species, I mostly built for them already, and I wanted to build for something new here. So yeah, the Sable Antelope, it is in the end, and I think we should give our base game animals also some love. First, on the other hand, we have the plain zebra, a staple in zoos, and something that can't be missed or can't be left out in a traditional zoo like Edelwald is. And to spice a little bit up in this case, we are actually combining both habitats on this time. Usually we have them separated, we have two separate habitats, but this time it's a shared habitat between these two animals so that they can enrich each other, that they can coexist with each other, which I think is a nice idea, and it's something that the real life Schönbrunn Zoo does actually as well. But I think they have their zebras with elands and with another antelope species of which I don't know the English name at the moment. So since we don't have either of these species in the game, I had to go with an alternative, but I think in the end it really really works out and really looks cool in the end. And as I said, this time we are not going with what we already did with the other exhibits, with lots of greenery, lots of grass, a lot of plants, stuff like that. We still have somewhat of this, but this exhibit in totality is a bit more dry focused. We have a lot more rocks, more hills and valleys, and we have less foliage or less ground foliage like grass, because of course we have grazers in here. We have a lot of grazers in here with the antelopes and the zebras specifically, who would destroy most of the grass in this enclosure. So the whole enclosure is a bit more earthy, a bit more sandy, which I think gives a nice little distinction or a nice little differentiation from the other habitats and makes it look a little bit more unique compared to the other ones, and I really like that. Before we go on, I have to also apologize for last week's video, because apparently, and I didn't notice that before, there were some glitches in the video material, in the speed build part of last week's video for the Pallas Cat. Some of the video footage was a little bit corrupted apparently, which was very weird, because when I worked on the video in my video working software, the video was totally fine. I always checked the entire video before I uploaded it to YouTube, and there was no problem whatsoever in the software itself. So there has to be something on YouTube's part that caused it, and I don't really know what happened. I hope in this video it doesn't happen again, otherwise I have to really check my PC settings, is something there. I have to check my YouTube settings, is something caused it there. If you have an idea of what could have caused it, let me know in the comments. I don't really know. As I said, I just noticed this when someone in the comments, thanks to that person for telling me, said that there was some problems with that. But I still hope you can enjoy the video. And as I said, this is only some part of the video, not the entire video. And looking at the view numbers and the amount of people that watched the video, I think it is we can live with it for this video, which of course is a little bit sad because it's for the Pallas Cat. But anyway, I can't change it now, and I don't want to take the whole video down and re-upload it. That feels a bit of a cheap view grab basically. So I will leave it up there, and as I said, it's not that bad, but I will try to avoid it in the future. And another thing, and that you have most likely already noticed on my channel in the community section, is that there is a poll live right now as I recorded. I just posted it, so I don't know the results just yet when I'm uploading this video. But there I asked for what animal should I build next in Tiergarten Edelwald. You have two options, either the hippos or the sun bear, and the sun bear will most likely be paired with the binturong, two animals I think we got both here in the South Asian animal pack. And for all three of these animals, I have never really built for. I have looked at most of them, but never really made a dedicated episode or a build habitat, even a private one for either of them. So it will be really cool. I'm really excited to build for them. I already have ideas for all of them, but I can't decide which I want to build first, and that's why I'm gonna ask you. As I said, I don't know what the results are just yet. I will leave the vote running, I think, until tomorrow, until Thursday, because Thursday is usually the day I start recording and building for next week's episode. A little bit of a side note here, a little bit of a need to know fact about when I'm starting recording for new episodes. So there is still time to vote for your animal, to sway the votes in your favor and decide what you will see. And as I said, the loser, or I didn't say that, but the loser of the vote will be then the video for the next video after that. If there is one, I still have to look when I'm going into my winter break. But either way, the next video about Tiergarten Edelwald will be the animal that lost the vote. So even if your vote doesn't win in the end, you will still see your wish animal in the near future. But yeah, as I said, that we are doing because this is the last of the hoofstock rows on this side of the historical plaza area of Tiergarten Edelwald. We finished six habitats in a row, basically here. Just super cool. Of course, 2 of them are conjoined. And we also actually did the background habitats for them. So this side, this quarter or third of the historical plaza of Tiergarten Edelwald is actually with that finished, basically. There's still some parts left behind the, I think it was the Ostrich and... I forgot the name, Dama Gazelle, the Dama Gazelle habitat. There's a huge part left there, but this will be tackled in the future. So there's 1/2 or 1/3, I would say, is finished of the historical plaza, which means we can now focus on the other sides of this area with more, unique exhibits. As I said, with, for example, the hippos, with, for example, the sun bear and binturongs, but there will also be other animals like giraffes in the future. I will have some carnivores finally in the zoo, apart from the Pallas Cat and the red panda. So now that we finished the hoofstock rows, we will go into the more unique exhibits and more than aren't just a copycat with the same house, basically same backstage over and over. They will have all of their unique exhibits and buildings, stuff like that attached to them, which I'm really excited to do. But I'm also really happy about the hoofstock row. It really came together as I imagined, and it looks fantastic, and I can easily swap out animals. For example, if we get in the next DLC that we know we get next year, if we get another hoofstock animal from Africa or from Asia, maybe like a black buck, which would be amazing if we get one, I can easily swap them out just in like the real zoo. The habitat is suitable for all kinds of hoofstock and terrestrial birds. So that is easily done, and which makes it really versatile. And another cool thing we want to do here is we build this little special viewing area over here. This little plaza area over here, retreat area, where we don't have a traditional fence like the rest of the exhibit has, but we have this more open viewing area over here with hot grass. We have some gravel on the ground, which of course hoofstock doesn't like to walk on because it's uneven, and then these more lower fences, which are still a little bit higher and create a sense of security, but they are lower than usual. And then we will place down some picnic benches, so if you have brought your food with into the zoo or bought something, you can sit here, you can enjoy the animals from this more secluded viewpoint. You can also see the flamingos from time to time on this place, and then enjoy your lunch or whatever time of the day it is for you. But with that, I will leave you now to the last minutes of this speed build. As I said, nothing much done to do here today. We already did a lot of work with the other hoofstock yards, so it's just a lot of copy and paste for this one. And then I will see you in the showcase at the end of the video, where we look at the finished exhibit in a totality. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video so far. Okay, let's finish our initial hoofstock habitats with the Sable Antelope and the zebra. And I'm really happy how everything turned out now with all 6 of them in one row, with all 6 of them finished. And I said, there's still a lot to do in the rest of the central plaza. But here it is, the first of the habitats, and I really like how the fence in the middle kind of disappears with all the foliage and trees around it. Of course, it's still there, so that we could separate the enclosure into 2 if we need to. For example, if we have 2 species in here that need to be separated, or if there are tensions between the 2 species, so that we can have a separation, that we can have them in the individual habitats. But yeah, really simple habitat with less foliage, as I said, with less ground foliage. We have some hills and rocks and sticks over here, and on the other side, let me go over, we have a similar one but with more hilly and this little valley in the middle, creating a bit of a more interesting landscape. We also have some water lilies over here, which I thought I might add also to the other ones because this is stagnant water and water lilies grow good in stagnant water. But yeah, there is also, of course, another viewpoint. If we go by the side view, which still has nothing on this side, and if we just speed a little bit through here, we of course have the indoor area with our red panda habitat over here, and the indoor area look with the stable, same as for the other ones, nothing new over here. Then we have this view to the separation pen over here, which can be used, for example, for mothers and their calves. If we need to separate them and we still want to give them some outdoor space, we can separate them into here. And if we follow along, we come to this little viewing point over on this side, where we get another look at the flamingos in their pools, as well as all of the sleeping animals, apparently, because it's midday, it's sleeping time, okay. We have this different viewing point over here. I might push the hot grass a little bit further inward, so there's more space between the visitor fence and the hot grass, so that the animals can't come as close and pose a threat. But for now, I think it should work. Again, if you have suggestions, change ideas, let me know in the comments. But yeah, this is basically it for our hoofstock rows with these final 2 here and the flamingos. And now we're gonna go over to some more exciting animals. Of course, we already had exciting animals with the whole Himalayan highland section over here. But now we're gonna go more, again, classical exhibits modern animal husbandry, but other animals than hoofstocks and terrestrial birds. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope everything works this time, that there are no glitches and video fragmentation, stuff like that. And then I hope I see you in the next video next week. And then until then, you stay safe, you have a great time, and bye bye everyone.